booked a $500 flight to New York City to see a girl. She rejected my whole day plan after a 30-minute lunch. Like the title says, I booked a $500 flight to New York City to meet a girl I talked to for up to 1 month. In text, she was really kind and funny. I thought we had a connection. The naivete. Our plan was to meet up and have lunch and then the library to explore and get to know each other. I gave her a hug on first meeting. We had a good lunch, but very short, about 30 minutes, and she said her parents texted her and told her to meet with them. I was genuinely shocked. My stomach was sinking. Feels like there was a rock in my stomach. I couldn't really think in that moment. After a 10-second silence, I found my consciousness again and told her that it's okay. You should go if you're needed. In my mind, I knew I would never see her again. I texted her after I got to the hotel saying, I had a great time with you. It seems like you are not that interested. Hope you find the right one. She replied, thank you for putting in all that effort. I didn't really feel a connection between us. I wish you all the best. It was very painful. I was in a city all by myself for 3 days, not knowing anyone. I tried to talk to people, so I went to the Hudson River. Did start a conversation, which helped out a lot. I just want to let you know, dating is hard. I'm 28, putting in maximum effort, and I do not have any bad intentions. Really a family person. What did T do wrong, gentlemen? Our fellow brother here has good intentions. He's a family-orientated individual, but seemingly he can't find anyone to reciprocate that. What is baffling to me is you can get to the ripe age of 28 years old and still be making very basic mistakes. This was over as soon as you invested $500 into a flight to see a girl. That over investment makes you look like a dummy. And when you're first meeting somebody, you need to show them evidence that you're screening them, in the sense that she should feel on a very tangible level that you're not sure that she is the right woman for you. She should be entering into the first physical meeting between you thinking, I don't know if I'm good enough for this man, or I don't know if I meet his personal expectations. You shot yourself in the head the moment you overinvested. The moment you said, I've booked the whole day, I'm gonna fly myself out to see you, book my $500 flight to New York City. She went, oh no, you've already showed your hands. So how can we play the game? Whether you like it or not, gents, courtship is a dance. It's a to and fro. It is a little bit of a game. I know people don't like the game, but the game is part of creating attraction, rapport, and sexual tension. The minute you show your hand, the game's over, whether you realize it or not. And I think maybe the individuals who are particularly promiscuous understand that there's almost an addiction to this kind of cycle, that kind of push-pull, not knowing if you're actually going to be able to seduce a particular partner. You can think of it in the sense of, polarity. There's got to be an ebb, there's got to be a flow. There's got to be, time together and a time apart to allow yourself to miss each other. If you're going straight in with a full day of dating and it says you were here for 3 days, that is a very intense commitment. Very, very intense. Even if you haven't even been talking for that long, for a month. And long-term distance, doesn't bode well. Let's see what the other gentlemen are saying here. You should not have flown across the country to meet somebody for the first time, especially if you've never spoken over video. With that out of the way, to be honest, I do get it. Sometimes things go fast and you feel like it could all work out perfectly if you do something risky. It didn't work out in the future, minimize that risk. That risk should never be big enough to put yourself in danger or in any really compromising position. All things considered, you responded completely respectfully and handled it incredibly well. Venting and thinking about it is important for growth, so focus on that. I hope next time you can find the right pace and somebody else to learn from in a more positive way. Yeah, I'm hoping they had a video chat that could have solved a lot of things. To be honest, I don't know the full context here, but you're probably lucky that she turned up in the first place if you didn't video chat. A lot of men, there's a technique that I implore guys to do when they're first meeting up with a woman that reduces flakiness, and it's called romanticizing the occasion or building up the occasion. Meaning, prior to physically meeting up, you need to talk about what you're going to do, and you have to really kind of dress it up and maybe over embellish a little bit. So the idea is, let's say you're going to meet up for a coffee. You're talking about what you might order, and maybe you might make fun of her for the drinks that she orders. Maybe you're a black coffee guy, and you're saying, maybe you're one of these girls that likes these ridiculous frappuccinos with sprinkles and whipped cream and all that shit. So it's already you're already adding kind of a visual reference point in her mind that this meetup is going to be fun and whimsical and very light-hearted, and there's going to be less chance of her flaking towards it, and she's going to have all those positive emotions when she thinks about going to this event with you. So a really basic thing you can do, and it's amazing that men don't do this, is just bulk up the occasion, romanticize it, really big it up. When she thinks about that meetup in her mind, her thoughts should be positive emotion, not anxiety, not stress, not depression. Well, maybe not depression. But I mean, again, the idea here that you've planned this really elaborate day, going to the library, exploring, she's going, oh my God, this is too much. I'm not going to be able to get away from this guy. I feel like I'm already in a relationship. This guy is already suffocating me. And she's also thinking, Christ, I bet I've only known this guy for a month, and he's already giving me a whole day of his time to me. Does he do that with? He must not have very many friends or people who value his time if he's just chucking a whole day at me. That's what you communicate to women when you do shit like that. Time is the most valuable asset you have as a man. And if you as a man are giving a woman too much of it, especially in the early stages of courtship, she's thinking, oh, his time isn't valuable. She doesn't want that responsibility. It's not a good combination. You do feel bad for these brothers here, but if you haven't had these experiences yet, you can learn from them. You can learn from our friend here, and I'm sure he's not going to make that mistake again. And hopefully you gentlemen as well can understand that early overinvestment rarely works out. And you don't know, it's not logical from your end to overinvest, because again, you lose time, you lose money in this case, and sometimes you don't even know if the woman's worth it, especially if you haven't physically met before. There is no way I'm investing my time and my money into somebody that I've had a couple of chats online. I need more evidence of value. She needs to demonstrate more evidence of female value. But again, these are just theories. So I'd be interested to hear your guys' opinion if you think I'm missing the mark. What you would say to this gentleman here, I would love to hear your insights, and maybe if this is something that's happened to you before and you had to learn that lesson, how you approach things now. Speak soon.